Grand rising, family, grand rising. Truth and separation. Now, what does that mean to you? Truth is when you can always acknowledge yourself and anyone else that holds themselves to a high standard of integrity, of morals, of values, of honesty, of being legitimate at all times, no matter what it costs. Even if it means being outcasted, losing your home, losing available resources that you purposely need to survive. Separation, that's simple. You get along with everyone. You think like everyone. You're just as one with the normal 9 to 5 doctrination camp, the typical normie subjects, sports, celebrity gossip, music. There's nothing wrong with talking about that from time to time, but when it comes to absolute necessity, that's when it becomes an issue. A lot of these individuals, and it's not to shit on anyone, are just carelessly thinking and brainwashed. Some not brainwashed, some just want to be asleep to the idea of what's really truly going on in this world. I'm not gonna get too deep and dive too deep of what's really going on, because I touched on that quite a few times throughout my videos for various years. And even before I was even on YouTube like that. But it's what comes in our heart and what throws us off balance. And what I mean by that is the negative energy and the negative people that surround us try to dilute our heart with nasty remarks, with terrible attitudes, with shitty energy. Sometimes you got to recoup yourself, excuse me. It just really goes on to what you are as a person. What I mean by that, are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Sometimes we can be a little bit of both. But in all honesty, everyone has a true self. You know, back in the day, it's wild to me when I was younger, man. Like as young as, I can't really give a specific time frame, to be honest, because I always liked being alone. And well, I was used to being alone. I had no choice. I was always the black sheep. But I used to love being around a lot of people. There was a point in time I wanted to be famous and rich. But then as you start to grow older and look at things from a various perspective and different perspectives, I even knew as a young age being rich is materialistic, but I just wanted to see that good life. But this is not what the video is about. The truth is, how are you gaining momentum throughout your life? Are you gaining clarity throughout your life? Are you meeting more like-minded individuals throughout your life? Are you seeing progress when you cut off certain people and write down your goals and you actually achieve those goals? And I'm not talking about money. That has nothing to do with truly living life. The true abundance of living life is being in beautiful vegetation like I am right now. Being near water, the calmness of the wind blowing against your face and your body. Having true clarity from within. And when you radiate true clarity from within, it radiates outward. And other people can pick up on that beautiful energy. And that separation, you don't even have to try. It just goes on. You just flow like water down a creek. You move gently like the ocean waves. You eat food to energize yourself, not to satisfy yourself. I don't even like eating out anymore. Actually, to be honest, I never really care for eating out. I mean, it's cool for the experience and, you know, the vibes, as people like to say, the music, it can be festive. But I like cooking my own food and looking at my own food. I do my very, very best to select foods that aren't genetically modified, or at least I think they're not too much genetically modified. You know, when I cut my apples, I used to love to eat the apple whole, and I still do, but I haven't done that in years. I cut the apple skin off because the skin is always filled with this dangerous wax that's actually outlawed in many countries. I kid you not. And with me saying this is to always keep you aware of what you're putting into your body, not just with the stuff that you ingest day in and day out when you go to work, or if you're in school, the stuff that you may watch on TV or the internet. But even having moments where you can simplify just anything that's not necessarily important, but it's just as important to your mental health as anything else that you may need to live day in and day out. Like going to the park and seeing this type of vegetation, this is more important to me than anything on this earth. This is more important to me than a woman. This is more important to me than money, than cars, than jewelry, or anything that can be replaceable. And you probably think, why did he say woman? Or women, should I say? A woman, and this is no disrespect to any woman that's watching this video at all. But if you truly know female nature, it doesn't matter the country or the state or the continent, all women are the same. And you could probably say all guys are the same. Two different subjects. And I'm not disputing anything guys that do shitty things do. I'm not disputing that. But all women are the same. Women come and go. People come and go. I don't let that affect my mindset in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because I'm always traveling through a new dimension, metaphorically speaking. And I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We are not taking any disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion whatsoever. Or as I love to say, I ain't taking no shorts. Straight up. I've always been a strong-willed person without trying, because growing up, I had to be strong. I had nobody to lean on like that. You know, the times I remember growing up when we didn't have much, I had to lean on books. A lot of people ask me throughout my journey what type of books I love and why I love to read. And I love a great deal of books, but the type of books I love to read, I love books that's energizing to the mind, that can exercise my mind like a treadmill to the body. You know, I just shed old layers and gain new strengths from different subjects that I may read upon. Biographies, autobiographies, fiction, nonfiction, science fiction. It just depends on my mood. But I love to read books on self-teaching. You know, like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's an excellent book if you're trying to read up on finances. I love Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I strongly recommend it. And the guy, I forgot his name, but I wrote to him on, it was like a little brief thing I wrote on Instagram some years back. Real cool guy. I think he's Japanese, if I'm not mistaken. You know, I read a little bit on Stalin, if you know who Stalin is. You know, I read up on the Illuminati, the corruption of the world. These are not actually titles, but just different stuff that I dibble and dabble with. Reading, that's a beautiful feather. I'm gonna have to look that up. Not to get off subject. I'm really big on energy. I'm very familiar with crystals. I'm familiar with feathers. Feathers symbolizes the type of spirits or energy that's around you. I know that sometimes loved ones that have passed are near you. Now I gotta look up a blue feather. I'm not sure what that means. Or if you see sometimes a coin randomly on the ground, that means a loved one is with you as well, like a black feather. There's different symbolisms and different things in this world. So spirituality is what I represent. In my last video, or some videos that you may have watched, I do believe in God. There's only one God. And the people that I have seen that think when you die, that's it. Nah, that's not it, bro. Whether you believe in heaven or hell or just being asleep with no memories, there is a second life. Believe that. You know, all this energy that's around us, whether it's in people, whether it's animals, plants, you can sometimes feel the vibes in the air, whether it's a spooky building or a spooky place. Those are energy, those are vibes. You can feel that. And I have spoken on this. You will die and you will go to the second life. For those that are Christians, Judgment Day. For those that read the Holy Quran. I mean, I could get into that, but that's a whole different book and a whole different subject to talk about. But truthfully speaking, family, I want you all to continue growing as the flower you are. For those that represent me on my journey, thank you so much. And I truly and deeply appreciate it. And I'm not just saying that just to say that. My journey has been rough. 31 years of being alive. Yes, I'm 31 years old. My birthday is July 29th, 1992. 31 years old. And my journey has been hell. There's been some good parts too. I'm not gonna just say it's all been terrible, but it's been a lot of struggle throughout my journey. A lot of tears, a lot of anger, a lot of anxiety, depression, sadness, death, love, excitement, joyful energy, fruitful energy. There's good people that I love to meet. I wanted to make this video, family, because my spiritual sense is at an all-time high. Each year that you go into, there's always a new layer of protection. The protection is a metaphor for the different scenarios that you went through in the previous years that you previously gained the experience. And now, you know, those years can add up to various numbers, which can equate to a new opportunity. And that protection that you have from the previous years, whether it's an ancestor from Father God Almighty, or the lessons that you learned because you built up an immunity strength-wise and mentally and spiritually, will prepare you for the next chapter in your life. Because there's various chapters and various, verses in your book of life. I'm at chapter 31. I don't know what chapter you are, but there's various chapters. And of course your book stops and you stop writing in your book mentally and spiritually when you physically pass away from this room. I'm speaking from, you could say, a philosophical point of view. I always love looking at things from various perspectives, from various cultures, from various realms and dimensions, from looking at it, from point of views. Even when I was in college, I had people tell me that I was a philosopher, which I am. I'm proudly loving to admit that I am a philosopher. I am a philanthropist. I am a light healer. I am an earth angel. I am a person with integrity, with morals, with values. I am a God-fearing man. I know man is an existence of failure. And I know death is true freedom. And it's not to put any fear in somebody's heart, but continue doing right in your heart. Continue doing good by people that deserve to be good. That deserve to have good things done to them, excuse me. If you see somebody struggling, and you can kind of tell, you just get that energy when they're good people. Help that person out. You never ever leave your brothers lacking. You never ever leave your sisters lacking. Never leave your brother behind. Never leave your sister behind. Everybody is just take. Gimme. There's too much of that. We need to have more unity within ourselves. We need to have more love within the community. We need to have more love within these children, because I don't believe in personally bringing a child into this world, as you know, family, but the ones that's already here, especially in adoption, agencies, we need to show the children that's in adoption agencies the love that they never had. And for the children that's in homes, some of those homes are broken homes, and that's not necessarily single parents. It could be two-parent household, and there's still a lot of broken love in there. And I had that growing up a little bit. Not fully, but it was a little bit. It was unhealthy, broken love. We got to heal from past traumas before we can get into another relationship, whether it's with another person where we're trying to fall in love with, or a relationship with ourselves. But most importantly, a relationship with Father God, And I'm not going to keep saying that everything is going to be all right and everything is going to be good in due time, because it's very cliche. That's the most cliche answer that you can say, because sometimes, let's keep it real, things is not always going to be all right. Sometimes things is just going to be effed up. That's just the way life is, bro. You can be effed up 5, 10, even 15, 20 years, and things will not be all right. Sometimes that's just your life. That's just your destiny, and you can't control that. You can't control life. You can't control what's going on in this scripted world. You just can't. Don't let nobody ever tell you how to walk or run in your set path. Nobody can ever tell you what you could or what you should. They can suggest it, but they can't tell you what you could or what you should do. That's rude and that's wrong. And they selfish for that. Can't nobody tell you how to walk your own path. That's why you have your own unique scent, your own unique life, your own unique spirituality, your own spirit, of course, what I meant to say. But that's also true too. I mean, there's more I could add to this video, family, but I'm just checking in as usual. It's always peace, love, and it's always eternal blessings. Keep shining bright. Don't let nobody disrespect you. Straight up. Peace, family. Peace.